Hi, let us know more about mucormycosis, that is black fungus. In India, more than 2000 cases have found in some states like Maharashtra and other like Gujarat and Delhi. The increase in the number has made the big concern and let us make us know more about it. In India, the second wave of coronavirus is deadliest. On the other hand, where people are recovering from COVID 19, there are other symptoms which are grabbing them after recovery, such as mucormycosis, which is leading to the death up to 50%. So, what is mucormycosis? Was it before? Yes, it was before. It is a rare but serious fungal infection known as mucormycosis caused by group of mold known as Mucormycetes, also known as Kala Fafund in Hindi. So, whom it affects? It mainly affects people with immune compromised, having diabetes, HIV, or in some cases, cancer. People with comorbidities get exposed to COVID 19 are at high risk of affecting with black fungus, which is transmitted through spores. So, where does this black fungus live? What is its habitat? It is found in environment, wet soil, rotten fruits and vegetables. Also, it is found in the animal dung such as cow dung. It is also found in the normal human being mucus. The species which cause mucormycosis are Rhizopus and Mucor. So, how it spreads? It is affecting people who are in steroids. In case of COVID 19, the patients are given steroids, which decreases the inflammation of lungs. However, it also affects the immune system of COVID 19 patients. It decreases the inflammation, but it left them with the weakened immunity. Also, people with the diabetes, there is an increased level of sugar which makes immunity weak and make them more susceptible to mucormycosis. Also, the patients who are in ventilator or in oxygen therapy, the humidifiers, which is if it is not changed or it gets humidified, it gives a complete environment for the growth of fungus. The patient who is affected with mucormycosis, if coughs, it can affect the other patient. Also, the poor hygiene maintained in the hospitals or the use of the common washrooms. So, what are the clinical forms of mucormycosis? It is based on the anatomical site of involvement. It means it affecting the organs are according to that it is classified. Firstly, the rhino-orbito-cerebral mucormycosis, pulmonary, gastrointestinal, cutaneous, renal, and disseminated. Let's see one by one. So, rhino-orbito-cerebral mucormycosis. As the name suggests, it affects the orbito, that is eye region, rhino, and the cerebral through the brain region. It is the most common form and seen in patients with diabetes mellitus. It includes symptoms such as fever, headache, facial swelling, facial pain, nasal discharge, toothache, eye pain, and decreased vision. In some cases, there is also loss of teeth and the removal of jaw in some patients. Also, the removal of eye to stop the spread it in the brain. Secondly, the pulmonary mucormycosis. It is the second most common site of involvement and seen in patients with hematological disorders, transplant recipients who are the recipient for the organ, or it includes the symptoms such as high fever, persistent cough, pleuritic chest pain. It is a challenge to diagnose as it affects the lungs. This is the CT scan of lungs. Thirdly, the cutaneous mucormycosis. It mainly occurs after trauma or breach of skin and seen in immunocompetent host. The risk factors include accident, burn, surgery, or animal bites and scratches. Fourth, the gastrointestinal mucormycosis is generally found in newborn or infants. It is most difficult to diagnose, but however, the patients with the malnourished also get affected from it. It is also seen in patients with diabetes mellitus, peritoneal dialysis. Peritoneal dialysis is where the patient's infiltration has disrupted and not get through the kidney but completely through the blood. The chronic alcoholism, people who are in the long-term intake of alcohol, use of broad spectrum antibiotics. The most common site of infection is bowel, large intestine, stomach, small intestine, and fifth, the renal mucormycosis. India has more cases of renal mucormycosis. Its symptoms include fever, flank pain, hematuria, and the CT and ultrasound are helpful in early diagnosis of renal mucormycosis. It damages the kidney, show bilaterally enlarged kidneys with thickening of the renal pelvis. Last, the disseminated mucormycosis, it mostly affects the lung. Then the infection spread to the central nervous system, leading to the sinus and liver and kidney damage as well as. So what are the warning signs of it? The pain and the redness around the eyeball and nose, along with the fever, sinus, blackish discoloration around nose bridge, stuffy nose, or discharge from nose, the blackish or the bloody discharge from the nose, severe headache, pain in cheekbones and jaw, cough also contains the brownish and the blackish, loosening of teeth and breathlessness. So how could we diagnose it? The ENT specialists do a lavage, that is the normal saline washing of ear and nose, then send it to microbiologist for the testing. Or in some severe cases, the biopsy of lung is also taken, MRI and the CT scan. So what is the treatment? The antifungal drugs are given, mainly the injections are given intravenously, which cost around 3,500 and given up to 8 weeks daily. Also, in some severe cases, there is surgical removal of tissue which gets affected to prevent it to other organs of our body, the loss of upper jaw, the removal of the eyeballs, and in the mouth regions. Doctors advise to control the diabetes, reduce steroids, and discontinue immunomodulating drugs. So in case of COVID patients, there should be the steroids dose, duration, and time is very important to prevent patients from getting immunocompromised. How you can prevent it? Firstly, avoid COVID. Don't use long-term steroids if not needed. Control sugar level accuracy, hydration, vitamins, antioxidants intake, maintain hygiene, wear mask, boost your immunity. Also use mask, gloves, wear shoes while gardening or by cleaning the evidence-based advisory. In the time of COVID-19, ICMR has released the guidelines. So what are the do's and the don'ts which are needed to prevent the fatality due to mucormycosis? Otherwise, it could be a deadly. Thank you.